Here we go with the Tri-State Audi Knicks post-game show on this New Year's Eve. R.J. Barrett, 26 points. No Julius Randle. No Kemba Walker. Barrett played well, but OKC tied a season high with 18 made threes. They outscored the Knicks and topped they were by 30 points from downtown. And OKC wins 95-80. The Knicks three-game winning streak is over. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Gil Pito, Alan Hall, Wally Zerbiak. So the Knicks guys from downtown tonight, Wally and Alan, 8 of 41. OKC, which came in as the worst three-point shooting team in the entire league in terms of percentage, goes 18 of 43. Outscored, as I mentioned, Wally, by 10 three-pointers. Hard to win when you lose by 30 points from downtown.
Impossible to win. And the Knicks just didn't shoot the ball well. Every single guys that have been coming in, pretty hot from the three-point line just couldn't make open threes. I mean, I wouldn't overreact to this game. I think the Knicks ran some good offense. They took care of the ball. I think they played hard on defense. They held OKC to 95 points. It was just one of those nights that nothing was going from the three-point line and also the free throw line. And you're going to have nights like that in the NBA. It just snowballed because then it happened to every single guy. It wasn't like two or three guys could kind of have their normal shooting night. Every single guy had an off night shooting, and that's what's going to happen in this league. You're going to get smoked.
I'm with you on that. This is what a young team looks like, right? You lose, Derrick Rose not playing, Kemba Walker not playing, Julius Randle not playing. Three guys that can score.
Yes.
When you need buckets, they get you buckets. You don't have those guys, but you're looking at some young guys saying, here's your opportunity. Let's see what you can do. And R.J. Barrett took advantage of it by driving the ball to the basket, which I was kind of wondering when anybody else was going to say, hey, maybe we should do that too, instead of settling for a lot of three. Well, clearly, that's an area of their game that have to get better.
It's not Grimes' game to go to the basket. He's a three-point shooter, so if he's not making his three-point shots.
Well, that's a bad look then for your team. Look, the other thing is this. If you're shooting 37% from the field, get me more than 5 offensive rebounds, please.
Yes, that's a good point.
Can you get me more than 5 offensive rebounds?
They only had 2 at halftime. I noticed that. That's a great point.
3 second chance points. I mean, if this is where you got to grind it out. And so, okay, you're not making shots. The defensive side, they were grinding it out, although one offensive rebound was a backbreaker there in that third quarter.
Yeah, they were down to 3.
Yeah,
they cut it to 3.
You got out-rebounded by a team that doesn't start a guy over 6'8". You got to out-rebound this game.
Mitchell Robinson should have dominated the paint like he did against Minnesota.
He started off well, Mitchell Robinson.
He started out the first 6 points.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going. I'm with you on.
That's fair.
We're going to have a bad night shooting. This is going to happen. Maybe we should never play on New Year's Eve again, please. But when it comes to the effort part of it, that's what I'm talking about. Can you get me more than 5 offensive rebounds, more possessions, and maybe some tipping, something around the basket? Because I just saw guys that stayed out on the perimeter and played an easy game. And if I'm a coach and I'm watching this film with this team, that's what I'm telling them. You guys had a real easy night, didn't you? Because no one got into the paint except R.J. Barrett.
80 points for the Knicks, a season low. Talking about New Year's Eve. Last New Year's Eve at Toronto, the Knicks from downtown, 3 for 36.
Remember, that was at Tampa.
Right.
They were playing down in Tampa at the time. It wasn't even in their own gym.
Right. So the Knicks go 3 for 36.
Yeah.
Last New Year's Eve tonight from downtown, Wally, as I mentioned, they went 8 for 41. Take us through the fourth quarter. You mentioned in the third quarter the Knicks got within 3, but after that, it was all Toronto.
Yeah, it was. And you mean OKC.
Well, there was the offensive rebound
kick. Knocking down through. You said Toronto.
Sorry.
That's on Sunday, Bill. And there's Ty Jerome getting to the basket.
DuRocheau.
And Taj Gibson just put out on an island having to defend a guard. That's a tough assignment for him. I'll tell you, this OKC team, they ran good offense. They move the ball. They run pick and roll. They get into the paint, just like the Knicks were trying to do, spraying it out to those three-point shots. And Shai-Gilgeous Alexander, boy, he is a star in the making. Muscala is a three-point shooting 5-man. That's a bad matchup for Mitchell Robinson. Didn't want to go out there and guard him at the three-point line. Didn't want to guard Isaiah Roby at the three-point line. So I know Oklahoma City is not a good three-point shooting team, but I think they struggle to get good, high-quality looks from the three-point line. Tonight, they got good looks. That ball was moving. They were set. They were in rhythm, and they were just knocking down the shots.
Yeah, they were hitting. They were hitting those shots. I keep going back to the Knick offense. I just keep going back to that. Like they were hot. Okay, fine. You held them to 95 points. You should win in today's NBA if you hold the team to 95 points, right? It's the offensive side, really, that's the bigger story here. They were knocking down their shots.
Do you really think the Knicks didn't get good looks?
No.
I thought they had a ton of good looks.
They had good looks. They absolutely did. Early in the game, when the misses started, those were great looks.
Yeah.
Then it felt like there was some forced looks. But I can't get over, once again, there were some possessions that just weren't great possessions.
But you know what?
When you needed them the most.
When you look at the guys who are out, those are the guys that can create.
Right.
Randall, Walker,
Totally.
and Rose.
Exactly.
When you're looking at the guys that they have, Quickly is not necessarily going to get to the basket. Knox, Grimes. Now, Barrett did. But who else is going to break their guy down and get to the basket beside R.J. Barrett?
No, this was an opportunity game. And you know what? R.J. Barrett took the opportunity and showed that he can be, while you mentioned this on the broadcast, a primary scorer, a guy that can get into the paint. And against a team that doesn't have shot blockers and doesn't have a team that's going to defend the rim well, he decided, I'm going to take it to the basket. Now, here's the three. He knocks this 1-3 down. He's 1 for 8 from downtown. Can you imagine the game he would have had if he just made a couple other threes?
I know.
He was really having a monster game against fellow Canadian, of course, in Shai-Gilgeous Alexander. So he wanted to answer and say, okay, you've got him, but we've got me, and I can take care of this. I can handle some scoring. He wasn't getting a lot of support. But Wally, the strength of Barrett, we saw this a lot last year. It was good to see it again this year.
And this is a good sign because, you know, those threes come and go in the NBA. And I think the coaching staff can kind of take this film and figure out a way to use R.J. Barrett in the pick and roll, get him into rhythm for his three-point shot by not just making him a standstill floor spacer. Let him create, let him attack the basket, because he showed when he gets downhill, he can finish with both hands.
Now, there's more room out there tonight for him to do that, obviously.
Yes, that's true. And he had the ball in his hands as the primary ball handler and facilitator and scorer. So that's something he kind of enjoyed being and enjoyed probably showing the coaches, hey, I can be the guy on a nightly basis. Give me the opportunity to carry the offense at times.
So you're saying, bottom line here, they just an average night from downtown to win that game?
They win this game easy. Yeah. I really believe that.
And they were they were open shots.
And they were open shots from their shooters. I mean, Quickly was getting good looks. He was 1 for 7. Mm-hmm. Knox, who was making his threes before he went into protocol, he got 4 wide open looks. Yeah. And he only made 1. He made his first look. The next possession, wide open from the same spot from the corner, he missed it.
Deuce McBride, 1 of 6.
Deuce McBride was on fire against Houston from the three-point line.
Grimes had a run for a while.
Wide open looks in that first quarter.
Grimes
the ball was moving.
Grimes had that great first half. When was that?
Grimes got
two games ago.
Right.
And then he got ice cold in the second half.
He got the start in the last game,
yep.
and then that game and this game hasn't.
The Minnesota game he struggled.
And also worth pointing out too, Evan Fournier. You know, tip your cap. I think he played hurt. I think he realized
it in the first
we're out
quarter.
2 starters. You could see it. You mentioned on the broadcast, you only played 21 minutes in this game. I mean, a game like this, Evan Fournier could have had 30 against a team like the Thunder.
If he was healthy.
But if he was healthy. And he put up some shots, 1 of 8, 1 of 5 from downtown. That to me is the ankle more than it is anything else. But
I remember when his
you're
injury
missing
happened.
him as well. We're making excuses, but these are legit
it happened
reasons.
in the Celtics game about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. He landed on Marcus Smart's foot at the end of the game, and it was a bad sprain. And he got through the rest of that game, and he didn't miss any time. But those type of injuries, they linger. And then he tweaks it in the next game. I think it was Minnesota. He tweaked it, and then he couldn't fight through the back-to-back. And then he's got to go tonight, because without Kemba Walker and without Julius Randle, you need a veteran in there to kind of stabilize the offense a little bit. But I saw at the beginning of the game in the first quarter, he jammed it. He landed wrong on that right ankle, and you could tell he wasn't right. And this is something he's going to have to get right, because you got to be healthy in this league if you want to be productive.
It's amazing. We've talked about, I remember going back to October when they were 5-1 and they were making threes like crazy. This team was becoming a 3-point shooting team, remember? And we said how this was going to be now part of the offense. They took more threes. Last season they shot a high percentage from 3. They didn't take a lot.
You were the culprit.
And well, because this is where the NBA is going.
Three. Now listen to you.
Yeah. No.
Ready for New Year's already. You got about an hour and a half.
But the point I'm making, though, is that this had become a priority of this team, and it looked like they were going to be a good 3-point shooting team. But it's amazing to think, like, on nights like this, is like you just see how the 3 becomes something that you've got to have another dimension. You just can't keep settling for it. And with Mitchell Robinson out there, I thought they would do a lot more screen roll. I thought they'd do a lot more, try to get him into lobs and easy baskets, which they were doing in the first 5 minutes. And then once OKC packed it in, they kept settling for a lot of these threes. And if it's not your night, man, there's got to be another way to score.
Obi Toppin, first career start with Julius Randle in health and safety protocols, had 5 points and 6 rebounds